Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Friday, July 14th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. Miami Marlins vs Baltimore Orioles. The Marlins were playing well before the All-Star break and they closed out the first half of the season, winning 5 of their last 7 games. They are in the thick of the NL wildcard race and will try to stay on track in the second half, starting with a win on Friday, which will give them their 6th win in their last 8 games. Miami is averaging 4.20 runs per game. Their .265 batting average is 3rd in the league. Their .324 on-base percentage is 12th, while their .403 slugging percentage is 17th. Luis Arias leads Miami with a .383 batting average, while Jorge Soler leads the team with 23 home runs and 51 RBI. Miami's pitching has been good, with the team giving up 4.25 runs per game. Opponents have a .243 batting average against the Marlins, which is 14th in the league. Their .407 ERA is also 14th, while their 1.26 WHIP is 13th. In his last start, Alcantara gave up 8 hits and 1 run in 6.2 innings, leading to a 4-3 loss to Philadelphia. They will need another solid start from him if they want to get the win. The Marlins have won 5 of their last 7 games and 7 of their last 10 road games. They are playing well offensively and scored 15 runs in their last 3 games. They will play well offensively in this game because they've hit the ball well against right-handers, and Creamer didn't look good on the mound in recent starts, giving up 12 runs in his last 3 starts. He also gave up 12 runs in his last 3 home starts and will have a hard time slowing down the Marlins in this game. The Orioles have won 6 of their last 8 games, but they've lost 4 of their last 5 home games. They struggled offensively in recent home games and scored only 3 runs in their last 3 contests at home. Their offensive struggles will continue in this game because Alcantara has done a good job on the mound in recent starts, giving up 6 runs in his last 3 starts. He gave up 5 runs in his last 2 road starts and will keep Baltimore's struggling offense in check. Go with the Marlins to cover the money line. The Orioles also closed out the first half of the season on a high note after winning 6 of their last 8 games. They are 2 games behind Tampa Bay in the AL East standings and will try to cut into the lead with a win over the Marlins, which will give them their 6th win in a row and 7th win in their last 9 games. Baltimore is averaging 4.97 runs per game. Their .254 batting average is 14th in the league. Their .324 on-base percentage is 13th, while their .423 slugging percentage is 9th. Austin Hayes leads the Orioles with a .314 batting average, while Anthony Santander leads the team with 16 home runs and 50 RBI. Baltimore's pitching has been good, with the team giving up 4.43 runs per game. Opponents have a .251 batting average against the Orioles, which is 22nd in the league. Their 4.14 ERA is 16th, while their 1.30 WHIP is 19th. In his last start, Creamer gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in 7 innings, leading to a 6-3 win over the Yankees. They will need a similar effort from him if they want to win this game. Our total pick is under. San Francisco Giants vs Pittsburgh Pirates. The Giants put together a strong first half of the season and hope to make a push in the division and the wild card standings in the upcoming weeks. Ross Stripling has pitched well recently but is having a rough season on the mound, allowing 30 runs in 41 innings pitched. Moreover, with a .513 expected opponent slugging percentage, an 11.9 barrel percentage, and a 5.75 expected ERA, opponents are making hard contact and crushing pitches against Stripling to easily drive in runs. The Pirates hope to start the second half on the right foot, but the Giants, who are putting together a great season, look to step up and control this game from the first pitch. The Giants, who average 4.62 runs per game, should drive in runs off of Rich Hill and the rest of the Pirates pitchers, with Lamont Wade Jr., Jock Peterson, and the rest of the lineup making hard contact and powering the ball at will to easily drive in base runners. The Giants should limit the Pirates lineup, which averages only 4.21 runs per game, with Ross Stripling pitching multiple strong innings to allow the bullpen to close out the game with a lead. The Giants should win the game with a dominant performance on the road. Take the Giants money line as road favorites. The Pirates are having a season to forget and hope to turn things around following the All-Star break. Rich Hill will start the upcoming game and he hopes to improve on an awful season on the mound as he's allowing 59 runs in 98 innings pitched. In addition, with a .282 expected opponent batting average, a .488 expected opponent slugging percentage, and a 5.64 expected ERA, opponents are making contact and powering the ball off of Hill to easily drive in runs. Along with Hill struggling, the lineup has been awful this season, scoring only 4.21 runs per game, with only 11 runs in the last 4 games. Jack Sawinski is slashing .235, .360, .514 with 19 home runs and 125 total bases, while Brian Reynolds is slashing .265, .334, .450 with 131 total bases, but the rest of the lineup has struggled. Only 3 active batters have an OPS plus over 100, and opposing pitchers can eliminate the top-heavy lineup as a result. Our total pick is over. Los Angeles Dodgers vs New York Mets. The Dodgers amassed 21 runs in their 2-game series against the Angels. Game 2 featured a 10-run 5-home run affair with the Dodgers taking a first-inning lead and never looking back. The bats were piping hot as Los Angeles had 10 hits, with 5 going yard. 3 players finished with multiple hits, and Freddie Freeman led the way with 3 RBIs. Alex Vesia got the nod, and he struck out 2 over just 1 inning thrown. LHP Julio Urias is set to make his 7th road start of the season. His away ERA is sitting at 8.44, which is well above his season average of 4.76. In his 2 July starts, Urias has tossed for 9 innings where he struck out 10 and allowed 7 runs. While Urias has given up his most homers on the road this season, during night games he's holding batters to .220 in the box and has nearly his lowest HR split despite tossing for a season-high 37 nighttime innings. Last time out against the Mets, Urias posted a 1.69 ERA over 5.1 innings. Over that span he struck out 4 and allowed a sole run. After winning 6 straight, the Mets dropped their last 2 games prior to the All-Star break. The Mets couldn't get off the mat until the 8th inning when Mark Canha hit a 2-run double. No Met was able to log multiple hits at the plate on their collective 5. Max Scherzer got the nod and over 5 innings he struck out 7 and allowed 5 hits. RHP and veteran Justin Verlander is slated to open the series for the Mets. The 40-year-old has a 3.60 ERA on the season, and at home, that number has dropped to 2.19. In the 2 games tossed in July, Verlander posted a 1.38 ERA and logged 8 Ks while allowing 2 runs. He hasn't been as sharp during night games, as he's walked 17 batters of 58 innings. This is by far his highest walk rate compared to other splits. He's also allowed the most home runs when hurling under the lights. While Verlander's K rate has dropped under his career average, he's been tossing strong at home and has held opposition to .212 when he's tossing at home. He looked lean on his sharp home throwing to get the Mets back in the win column. The Mets have had a difficult time against left-handed pitchers this season, and even with Ace Verlander on the mound, it is difficult to rely on their bats. This is especially true at home, where they have their worst batting split and are currently ranked 20th in the league. On the other hand, Urias has pitched well against the Mets in the past, and he will have the support of an offense that is 2nd in home runs per game and 3rd in runs scored. In addition, the Dodgers have scored 21 runs in their last 2 games. Therefore, I believe that the Dodgers are the better team and that they will win the game. As touched on, New York has struggled against lefties this season. Urias has struggled on the road this season, but he's thrown well in his last 2 starts. What's more, Verlander has been strong at home and, while both offenses can hit the long ball, they both are hovering around the bottom 10 in terms of batting average. The Dodgers are also bottom 5 in terms of driving runners in, while the Mets hit bottom 10 in extra base hits. With each pitcher finding continued success under the lights, look for this total to stay under the number as the bats shake the dust off returning from the break. Our total pick is under 8.5 runs.